special presentation. Very few people have studied social behavior among the gray seals that inhabit Canada's east coast. Biological and demographic information is relatively precise, but we know very little about the social habits of this large marine mammal. Sable Island is a key breeding site for the gray seal. Between mid-December and the beginning of February, vast numbers of gray seals live cheek by jowl on this thin strip of sand, providing a superb opportunity for us to observe their behavior close up. The females, or cows, will haul out to give birth to their pups. The males, or bulls, will have to wait about 15 days before the cows will be ready to mate. The scientific name for the gray seal means hook-nosed sea pig, and local fishermen call them horseheads. Considering the bull's elongated snout, it's not hard to see why. The pups are born almost immediately after the cows reach the shore. At birth, the pups are covered with white natal fur, known as lanugo, and weigh almost 16 kilograms. Nourished by its mother's rich milk, this pup will triple its weight in just under 3 weeks. The seals work their way up the beach little by little and into the dunes and hollows further inland. The dominant bulls are already making their presence felt. They demonstrate their interest in the cows by rolling around and vocalizing. As the breeding season approaches, it becomes a noisy and clamorous scene. Over the course of the last 3 decades, the number of gray seals born on Sable Island has grown geometrically. There used to be less than 500 a year. Now, roughly 10,000 gray seal pups are born annually. There were an estimated 40,000 gray seals, including immature adults and newborns, on Sable Island during the winter of 1989 and 1990. The rapid growth of the colony is not without problems. Gray seals have been identified as the principal carrier of codworm, so overpopulation could be worrisome. Just after pupping, the cows are constantly on alert, ready at a moment's notice to defend their helpless newborns, who spend most of their time nursing. The bond between the cow and her pup only lasts for 15 to 17 days, but it is a powerful bond. This cow is protecting the corpse of her stillborn pup and resolutely refuses to let any other seals near her. She will keep watch over the body for 10 long days before resigning herself to its death. The emotional bond seems to last until the usual time for weaning. completely defenseless, its call sounding desperate, this pup seems to have lost its mother. Cows recognize their pups mostly by scent. A strange pup is quickly rebuffed. Incidents of adoption are rare among gray seals. The disoriented and hungry orphan approaches anything that vaguely resembles its mother. In this case, a piece of driftwood, searching in vain for a teat. An abandoned pup has virtually no chance of survival, but it will linger for a surprisingly long time. The mortality rate of the pups before weaning varies from year to year, between 6 and 12%. Pups separated from their mothers account for about 2% of the deaths. But on Sable Island, the death of one creature guarantees the survival of others. The health of a pup depends a great deal on the condition of the mother. Fewer than 1 cow in 5 is sexually mature by the age of 3 years. Those that are will give birth to their first pups a year later. But the vast majority don't mate until they are 5 years old. At 27 years of age, Victorine, who has a V-shaped mark on her body, is at her peak. The obvious good health of her pup is the most tangible proof. The 2 basic needs of the young seals are simple enough: rich milk and protection from predators. When they are suckling their pups, aggression between cows can be sparked if they sense any threat to the newborns. And during lactation, a cow can also be quite aggressive about rebuffing any bull that tries to mount her prematurely. The cow will systematically refuse to be courted until a few days before her pup is weaned or just after. Nothing, not the presence of wild horses, nor the ardor of the bulls, will distract her from her maternal duties.
Northern Wildlife will continue on the Discovery Channel. Animals that hunt tonight on Wildlife Journeys. From the creator of An American Tale comes a musical, magical adventure that could only happen once upon a forest. It's an animated classic. Absolutely delightful. Children will love it. Featuring the voices of Michael Crawford, Broadway's legendary Phantom,
Stupendous!
and the fabulous Ben Vereen. Once Upon a Forest, rated G. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
By nature, cats are choosy. Some even choose their owners. But Iams knows cats depend on people to give them what they need. More meat. Cats crave its taste. Meat is so important for eyes, muscle tone, skin and coat, and energy. And since there's more meat-based protein in Iams than the leading dry cat food, your cat will love it. So choose Iams, and your cat will be glad he chose you. Because more meat matters, insist on Iams.
Roaches. They keep coming back because they may be immune to your insecticides. That's why we developed new Combat Superbait insecticide. After years of research, we created a unique new formula. It contains hydromethylnon, a powerful active ingredient that even kills roaches immune to other insecticides. It's a major breakthrough in roach control. Here's how it works. Roaches enter the disc, eat the bait, and carry it back to their nest. Then behind the wall, they start a domino effect. It keeps on killing other roaches for 3 months. But we weren't satisfied with lab tests alone. We tested it in homes. Homes with tough roach problems. And proved no roach is immune. We're so sure it'll work for you, we guarantee it. Or we'll give you your money back. So look for the gold box, new Combat Superbait. We've made a science of killing your roaches.
We weren't selling cigarettes, we were selling an image.
They have to completely deny that their product is killing people.
In the smoke my tobacco.
Host John Palmer meets the casualties of Tobacco Wars. A Discovery Journal special, Monday at 10 Eastern and Pacific. Northern Wildlife now continues on the Discovery Channel.
The gray seal is essentially a marine mammal. It can swim for almost 20 minutes underwater before coming up for air. But it is not as well adapted to life as a landlubber. Its eyelids and nostrils are not designed to withstand the irritation of the sandstorms that frequently sweep the island. Gray seal males are sexually mature in 4 years, but they are not ready to mate with more than one cow before 8 or 10 years. They must first assume the role of dominant bull. Younger males are not very sure of themselves and will beat a rapid retreat when a confrontation with a dominant bull threatens to become perilous. In spite of the bloody wounds, scuffles between bulls of the same stature don't last long and are rarely serious. Come mating time, the cows do not form into true harems, nor are the beaches of Sable Island divided into precise territories. The bull's strategy is quite simple. They position themselves close to as many cows as possible and just try to stay put. As the time for weaning approaches, the bulls, motivated by extremely high levels of testosterone, begin making overtures. The cows still reject them, but not as convincingly. Meanwhile, the noise level is increasing. The doyens among the bulls arrive in time to let everyone know who's boss and to begin courting. We've decided to call this old fella, who was marked 20 years ago, Alfred. He approaches a cow. She is distracted by his wooing, but is held back by her pup's wails. Alfred will clearly have to wait a little longer. The last few nursing sessions are brief. Once they are weaned, the pups will fast, living off their accumulated fat, until the day they find their way to the ocean and learn how to feed. For the time being, however, it's the eager bulls who will have to fast. The brief snow showers that are part and parcel of Sable Island's marine climate seem to disrupt the daily lives of the gray seals much less than do the sandstorms. And while the cows tranquilly spend their last few days caring for their pups, the bulls continue to quarrel among themselves, establishing their dominance and dividing the cows between them. When it is fully grown, a gray seal bull is almost twice the size of the female, weighing up to 450 kilograms. It is distinguishable by its long hook nose, powerful shoulders, and the sharp claws on its front flippers.
Northern Wildlife will continue on the Discovery Channel.
Shark Week 93, coming in July.
Do you remember the feeling of wonder? Bring back the smile to the child inside of you. Touch the magic, touch the world that you once knew. From the heart, SeaWorld touches you.
He was green with envy, and why not? I had a mint. Breyer's mint chocolate chip with mint that hits your nose even before it hits your mouth. And chocolate, real chocolate you'd eat by the bar if it weren't so good in the mint. And I had the mint, but I decided to share.
Pure, true Breyer's ice cream. The difference is real. Taste the difference in creamier than ever Breyer's Light.
This Father's Day, bring down the house. First, he's a demolition daddy who built an empire on tearing it down. Step inside the Dynamite Dynasty. Then, singing and dancing, he's Father Goose to this feathered family. Meet the Crane Man of Couture. Tonight, beginning at 9 Eastern and Pacific, only on Discovery Sunday.
We interrupt all this fun and excitement to bring you an important message. For a limited time, you can get 9.9% financing on select Yamaha water vehicles, along with low sale prices on every Yamaha. 9.9. It's our best rate, so don't wait. Head over to your Yamaha water vehicle dealer now.
And not just to one or two numbers, but to everyone you want to call, whenever you want to call them. It's easy, there's no sign-up fee, and no monthly fee. So call for your 15% savings today, because it's for all the people close to you who happen not to live so close. International savings for the way you call. Just another part of the I plan. I is for individual.
Northern Wildlife now continues on the Discovery Channel.
Two weeks after it was born, this pup is almost weaned. The mother is more receptive to the bull's advances, and she pays less and less attention to the pup. After the mother has mated, the pup will go back to her to nurse again, but only for a few more days. When this year's pups are left to their own devices, they gather into small groups, and begin to explore their world. The courting that precedes mating often takes place in the midst of a bustling crowd scene. These 5 bulls seem to aspire to the same cow's favor, but her behavior clearly indicates which one she prefers. Happens during rutting among many mammals, the bulls compete for a chance to mate. The larger the bull, the greater his chances of success. The cow will languorously roll on her back, exactly as the bull does, to show that she's interested. Her vocalizations reinforce the message. The bull she has chosen is touchy and quick to take offense with the other bulls who continue to hover. In face of strong competition, this bull opts to conceal his mate from the covetous eyes of the other bulls by climbing on top of her. Preliminaries to mating go on for a long time, punctuated by grunting, flippering, rolling, and nibbling. If the cow is not yet ready to conceive, the couple might rest for a few minutes before resuming their vigorous play. Most mammals, the dominant bulls won't copulate with the cows until the precise moment of ovulation. This same scene is repeated by hundreds of gray seal couples all along the beach. adults have mated, they are no longer interested in the bulls, and after a few days, they make their way back to the sea. The return trip is not, however, as peaceful as their arrival was. Several bulls block this cow's path, attempting to mount her one more time before she can escape for another year. Perhaps these are bulls that were rejected, or perhaps they are driven still by their instinct to reproduce. It certainly creates a muddle. At the end of the mating season, the adults are famished and emaciated. They leave Sable Island a few at a time in the same order as they arrived. By mid-February, the gray seal colony consists only of this year's molting pups. Some of them have lost most of their natal fur, leaving a coat that is similar to that of the adults. Their next task is to find their way to their natural habitat. After a few wrong turns, they finally make contact with their true element, the sea. Some of the pups have been tagged by Canada's Department of Fisheries and Oceans so that their movements can be traced over the years. For their new world is infinitely more vast than their birthplace on the beaches of Sable Island.
From politics to UFOs, from heroes to villains, an incredible collection of faces and places on Discovery Sunday, tomorrow at 9 Eastern and Pacific. But now, a personal view of global issues on Discovery Journal.
The forest, haven, or cash crop tonight on The Nature of Things.
Do you remember the feeling of wonder? Bring back the smile to the child inside of you. Touch the magic, touch the world that you once knew. From the heart, SeaWorld touches
From the creator of An American Tale comes the story of three courageous friends and their search for a magic potion.
You only have 2 days' time.
Let's go!
Now, they're off on an incredible journey.
The only path lies that way.
It's magnificent, riveting whole family fun. Kids are sure to be delighted. An animated classic, Once Upon a Forest, rated G, now playing at theaters everywhere.
The worldwide environmental challenges facing us seem overwhelming, but simple things everybody can do can help to save the planet.